I've been to the auto fair, found a few parts, but it's time to get back on the van. I think next, chapter 2, the wheels and brakes, the axle, all of the rolling mechanism, steering for instance, and let's get started on the back brakes, because here's something I do know. I don't want to change the rear axle on this van, so let's see if it's salvageable. First of all, the back wheels are just locked up. They're frozen in place. I'm going to start by just whacking it with a hammer, and if that doesn't work, I'm going to soak it down with oil and go to the next step. Let's talk about what this van came with from the factory. That's 4-wheel drum brakes, and they are manual without power assist. This master cylinder is very good, as you can see here. You could order vans with power assist, and they have a special bracket that turns and goes this way. That way the booster can sit over in here, I guess. This van does not have that. As you can tell here, we've got a really nasty I don't even know how that happens. How does brake fluid over time turn into that? It just looks like, you know, when you go to the mountains and they have these gems that they cut into, and inside it's like crystallized purple, amethyst, whatever it is. That's what we've got here going on. I've got a friend in Pennsylvania who has found me the special bracket that turns, and he's got that on the way to me now via UPS. There is a disc brake conversion kit for these vans, and I'm hoping to get one of those. The back, I'm just going to stay with drums. I'm going to stay with the original rear axle. Let's see if it'll turn after I remove the drums, and we'll go from there. I expected to have to beat this thing off with a hammer, and I didn't have to do it. So that makes me wonder if the other side was the one that was stuck. With that coming off that easily, I now wonder if we just didn't have the van in neutral, or if the shifter wasn't working, or what was hanging up here. The axle is totally free. I thought all along, ever since I bought this van, that the brakes were just locked up. So I'll take that as a big victory. I'm under here completely amazed, because this rear axle spins very smoothly and has no slop in it whatsoever. That is so nice. I'm going to drain the fluid, put new fluid in. I'm going to put new brakes on the back. I'm going to look at the brake lines, but I'm going to go ahead and put new shoes and wheel cylinders and a hardware kit in it. Anybody that's new to vans might be surprised by this. You've got very little space between the passenger side to the center, and quite a bit of space on the driver's side. That's because it's offset for more driver space, and so the driver can exit into the rear of the vehicle easily. And see, the front engine cradle is the same way. Close on this side and far on the other. Looking at the rear axle, there's a leak here. And there is the filler right there. I took a quick look at Rock Auto, and there were two different sizes of brakes for these. And this is the smaller 1 3/4 by 10 inch. And it's likely just about any of the E100s like this. This is the light duty van. They probably all had that. The lug pattern on these are 5 on 4.5. You go from the far side of one lug, skip one, and go to the center of the next. So these are the same as a Mustang or any Ford car. And that is going to make choosing wheels or finding wheels very, very easy. I'm not opposed to running these with the wheel covers that I've put up for them. I've got some new old stock wheel covers like this, but they are stainless steel polished originals. I took these drums in to be turned today and got them back, and they don't really look all that great. And I'm not talking about you know, this ridge right here, but look at how rigid the cutting surface is. And I called the guy back and I said, is there a second step or a finer cutting that you can do with these? And he told me to bring them back and he would put them through again. But I've literally never seen that kind of texture on a finished drum. Ever since I bought this van and went on to the Facebook groups and stuff, I've been hearing good things about a conversion kit to disc brakes for the front from a company called Scarebird. Well, I went onto their website today to make a purchase, only to discover that they have closed down back in, I think, 2022. And in April of 2023, they sold the company, and the new ownership is supposed to be coming back out with this stuff and stocking up. I contacted them and asked them when it would be available, because I don't need to be buying the necessary parts for that conversion kit. Like, what it calls for is Crown Victoria rotors and Chevy truck calipers. But I don't need to buy that stuff now unless I'm certain that I'll be able to buy that from Scarebird when they get stocked back up. It's still such an unknown. So this all just has to be left alone until then. All right, now it's the following day and we have a package to open up, and we have the brake drums turned. This time a much better job, much smoother surface. The package from my friend in Pennsylvania is here. It is the bracket and booster that turns in the firewall, the booster sideways. Let's take a look at it. All right, let's see what's in the package. We've got this rod right here, some hardware. All right, there's a grommet. All the necessary bolts. So it looks like the booster is going to sit like about right here. The rod goes into the brake pedal. That rod, once pushed, will twist and push in for the booster and the master cylinder right here. This booster probably won't hold vacuum. It might need a rebuild. The main part I needed was right here. It only came on certain vans, and I'm told that vans with power assist brakes came with a different hood, but I'm going to try to modify my hood to allow for this. I want to send a shout out to Randy, who was able to find this, pull it, and ship it to me. Thank you for taking the time to do that. Someone on the van forums on Facebook was saying that to use this, you needed a power brake pedal. And someone came in and disagreed and said, no, you don't. But now I'm left wondering if that's true or untrue. I guess it's just going to take trial and error to find out. Here's some more information on Scarebird. If you go to scarebird.com, it says try our new web store at scarebird.net. So it says Scarebird is back with great quality brake solutions. And the Ford page, so this is the only thing it shows available right now. On the old site, there are tons more choices, including the van stuff right here. So this stuff is supposedly going to be coming back in stock soon. According to this email, we're working on getting all of our products manufactured and back in stock. So I'm gonna try to be patient and wait for this kit to be back in stock. I've got the axle let down and disconnected from the U-bolts and the shocks. And I just wanted to note that this is the vent tube for the axle. It goes up through this loop right here and then into the frame inside of it. And then interestingly, there is a spring up in this corner right here. And that holds up the brake cable. Now the brake cable I have not disconnected yet, and I can't pull this axle until I do. Axle is completely out, and now I'm going to try to take this differential cover off. The fluid that's coming out of this looks pretty good. Somewhat clear there. That's a really good sign. I want to go ahead and take the differential cover off, so 4 bolts out of the axle shaft will come out as you turn this hole. 4 bolts. Hindsight is 2020. I wish I had just left this rear end in place to do this, because it's kind of crazy to do this on jack stands, but the axle wouldn't just pull out itself, so I went and rented this tool here. The big Rock Auto order came in, so that's exciting because that's going to keep me busy for a while. But before we get into that, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do so now, and comment, like the video, and it helps a lot. All right, let's check out what we got from Rock Auto. I picked up 2 shocks, differential cover, 2 wheel cylinders, a center brake hose for the rear, a hardware kit, and the brake shoes. There's a lot still to do, and I'm sort of running out of time. I like to keep my videos around 12 minutes or so. Each week I like to put out a new video. So check us out next week. See ya.